then go and give the examination. But don't waste your examination if you are not prepared well for the examination, right? So over the years, what I have noticed, especially in this examination, so why I conduct this session, basically, not to give you new tips or strategy right now, right? So over the years, I have understood the examination, and I have given toughest examinations myself in my life, including UPSC examinations, non-UPSC examinations, right? But what matters before so what matters just before giving such a big examination, right? Calmness, right? Common sense, confidence. So I tweeted about this 3 C's: common sense, confidence, and calmness. So fundamental to these three is curiosity. So 4 C's: curiosity, calmness, and confidence, and what? Calmness. So very easy to say this, like, so take these 4 C's with you and give the examination. But how do you ensure that tomorrow you are going to give your best performance, right? Are you nervous right now? No, you are not nervous, no? Very good. So are you really confident that tomorrow you are going to give UPSC preliminary examination, where you are not going to get nervous when you look at the questions, right? So the moment you open the page, what do you see? Huh? IAS or your future or what? Huh? So you see questions, right? Questions for which answer is in front of you, right? Questions for which answer is so in front of you. So it is not like these are like mains like question, descriptive questions where you have to recall and give right answers. The answer is in front of you, right? So then you will start reading the question. So you have your own methodology: 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 1 round, just give in one go. Whatever it is, whatever has worked for you so far, just go with that method, right? So you look at the question, and then you read the first question. You may know the answer, or you may not know the answer. You might not have heard the topic itself. It's totally new topic. Then you look at the second question. Same thing. Either you know the answer, you don't know the answer, or you don't know the topic itself. This is something completely new for you, right? So then third question, fourth question, fifth. So in one page, how many questions are there? And on average, nowadays only like 4, 5, 6. Earlier it used to be like 8, 10 questions. So now you have 5 to 6, maybe 4 to 6 questions. So let us assume that for all these 4 to 6 questions, you don't know the answer, right? In your first round, you don't know the answer and you don't remember anything. So what do? Run away? So that is not an option. Then what do? Next page. So you open the next page, right? So then there are another 4 to 6 questions. So one question suddenly you know the answer. So it will up your mood. Yes. So out of 5, 6, I know answer to one question at least, and then another 5 questions you don't know anything. No, I'm just talking about hypothetical situation here, right? So another 5 questions you don't know the answer. Now around 12 questions, in your OMR sheet you have marked only 1, maximum 2 answers circled. Do you circle simultaneously or you wait for the end? What do? Huh? How many of you mark simultaneously? Okay. How many of you complete all the 100 questions? Then in question paper you mark, then in the end you put it in OMR. How many of you do that? Don't do that. For those who are the second category, maybe after first round, once again you come back to question, then you can start marking. But never do the mistake of waiting till the end. First marking in the question paper and then, so don't do that mistake. It is not a logical or rational right method to do, right? So it will give chances for making so many other mistakes. And if you run out of your time in the end, right? So if the question paper is lengthy, then what will happen? So By virtue of nervousness, you might wrongly bubble or something will happen. So don't do that, right? So right. So the point here is that in that moment, so when you know that things are not going in your favor in the very beginning, so how are you going to conduct yourself, right? That determines the rest of your performance in any situation. So in the beginning itself, if you get nervous, right, looking at the question paper, looking at the nature of the questions, so that will set the wrong tone for the entire performance. So these examinations, especially competitive examinations, objective exams, basically they are testing your so-called situational awareness, right? So your ability to make the best judgment in that moment, right? The answer is in front of you, the solution is in front of you. The right solution, you have to make the right choice in front of you, right? To make the right choice, find the right solution in front of you, you need to be, the calmness should be embedded in a way like pre-embedded, right? The common sense in a way should be pre-embedded, not in that moment. You cannot tell yourself, taking deep breathe and tell yourself that you are going to be calm, like, so eat chocolate given by insights and then drink water. It won't help that in that situation. So it might help for some people, right? Taking deep breathe and then looking another 5 questions for which you don't know answer, then the breathe will stop, right? So for that, what we need to do is that we have to pre-embed, in the sense that prepare your mind right now. In this moment, after you go back, don't be nervous. After you go back to your room and in the evening and in the morning, right? So prepare your mind in such a way that your mind is ready for the absolute worst outcome, right? What is the worst outcome here in this examination? Huh? Starting with not knowing the answer, right? And then not attempting as many questions that you wanted to attempt, coming out and realizing that you haven't done well in the paper, that you are going to fail, right? I'm just talking about the worst outcomes here, right? And then taking the wrong decision and not giving the CSAT. Paper 1 is gone, like what is the point of giving paper 2? Taking the decision, right? And then maybe you can give the paper 2, but you're still thinking about the paper 1, what happened? Because in that gap period, you would have come to know few answers, silly mistakes that you would have avoided, right? So that will happen. So tomorrow all these things are going to happen. I mean, right? So CSAT paper, you will make wrong choices. So here you started with numerical and there you start with comprehension, right? So whatever had worked here, just go with that, right? And then the worst possible outcome is failing in the preliminary examination. Knowing late night after looking at all the worst answer keys, right? So all the wrong answer keys, and based the answer keys are wrong, then again you come sit down here. So based on that, you will make an assumption, or you will think that you are going to fail in the examination. So then it sets the tone for what? So then you will wait. So you might waste another 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, right? So once you know that you haven't done well in the preliminary examination. So what is bigger than the preliminary examination tomorrow is, right? Based on my own small experiences in my life, what I've realized is that we make lots of choices in our life. We make lots of choices. So all of you who are sitting here, you have made the choice of becoming civil servant, IAS, foreign service, IPS. So that is the choice you made, right? And you have stuck with the choice you have made. So today you are here because tomorrow you want to give the examination. You just wanted to hear some words or see me or whatever it is, right? So you are here presently. So the choice you have made is that you want to become a civil servant and serve the society. So it's a very noble goal, large purpose that you have made. Now what will happen to that choice? Let us say tomorrow you don't do well in the examination. Will you change the choice? Will you? Majority you won't, right? You will stick with the choice because you still have attempts and you are still alive. No, it's a fact, right? You are alive, that is why you make choices. And after being alive, then we have the social, economic situations, circumstances, right? Socially, you may have certain problems. Economically, you might have certain problems. So they will start impacting your decision making, the choices you have made, right? And they will also be acting as pressure right now, right? So you might have left the job, good job, or you may be employed for 2 to 3 years or even 3 to 4 years, right? So you might have fought with the family and came out here in Bangalore or Delhi, wherever you were giving the examination. So there are so many things that have taken place before you made the decision, right? So they may be acting as the pressure. So believe me, all of these are nonsense in a way that they actually won't impact you in any way. Nobody really cares about whether you are going to fail or pass. If you pass, celebration will be there for 1 week, 2 weeks, right? I'm talking about the entire examination, right? If you fail, who are there with you, they'll distance from you for time being. Then again you will make another choice. You may succeed in another decision that you have taken and they will all come back. The society is very fluid. So its decision making capability depends on your courage, right? Your ability to make tough choices, your ability to stick with those choices. There may be a setback temporarily, right? Then again, if we can bounce back from that setback without thinking about that, behave as if nothing has happened, right? Then again, more people will come to you and they will give you more opportunities, more choices. You will experience what I am trying to say, you will experience. But for now, if you prepare your mind in such a way that tomorrow, whatever exam you are going to give is part of the choice you made, and that is not the end of your choice, right? It is not the end of the journey. So till now, so tomorrow, I think you have another 20 hours. How many hours to give the examination? Around 15 to 18 hours, right? So nothing is going to change right now, right? You cannot drastically change anything in terms of your preparation. You cannot make any big change in your examination preparation right now. So all you can do is, just to satisfy your mind, if it is tensed, look at few questions, solve few problems, right? So do something related to examination. I don't know what you are going to. My suggestion, just go and watch movie, right? I mean it actually. Be relaxed. Maybe what you can do best is that, watch some 4 to 5 National Geographic documentaries, right? Maybe one related to environment, one related to art and culture. We never know, right? So don't watch them thinking that tomorrow, so there could be a question from it. So watch out of interest, right? Out of passion, just to relax your mind, right? So the point here is that the choice you have made, now the time right now is for you to remain calm. You cannot change anything. And after preparing for so many years, so many months, and gaining so much of knowledge, doing so much of practice, and you might have failed so many times in these preliminary examinations here. You might not have crossed 100 in any of the examinations. The wonderful thing about life is that when you are giving ultimate examination, whatever, based on your choice, if you remain perfectly calm, so much relaxed, the best of you will actually come out, right? You will become a superhuman in that moment. When you have made a choice about, for example, tomorrow preliminary examination. So if you just go and give for the sake of choice you have made and giving it, right, without attaching any importance to examination. Don't attach any kind of significance or importance to this particular examination, because in my last session I said Monday is going to come, right? Monday is certain. After Sunday, Monday is certain. What are you going to do Monday? Are you going to lay down because you didn't do well and just think about it, cry about it? Some of you might do, but still alive, right? No, that is the biggest gift that we keep forgetting about, right? In my case, I don't know what some of you might have watched and experienced and learnt about or read about. So the Davangere decision I made, I fought the election, I went against chief minister, I went against big political people, right? So some of might say that it was a wrong decision, but I firmly believe it was the best decision that I have made in my life, because that was to save the democracy. That was against family politics. So I don't know the future implications, right? Now people who used to be with me, all the people, in large numbers, now they are saying that you should have listened to Siddaramaiah at that time. So now you would have been MLC or something, and you would have been comfortable right now. I really don't want comfortable life, right? So when you go through struggles, when you go through ups and downs, then only you will be recognized. You will forget about others recognizing you. Inside you will feel very powerful, right? You will feel like you can take bigger risks. So it started with taking small risk, and I was able to take. Nobody in coaching industry has taken such a big risk so far, right? Whatever it is, whatever be the outcome, I am not talking about the outcome. So for you in your case also, it is a risk in a way based on your socio-economic situation. But don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of failing in the examination. Don't be afraid of any kind of negative outcomes at all. Prepare your mind for the absolute worst. For me, the absolute worst is nothing basically. Death is certain. Death is not absolute worst. So death is certain. It can happen to anyone, anytime. We don't know, right? So as we talk, thing might collapse, and we don't know. It won't collapse, but no, the life is uncertain. There may be an earthquake, and we don't know, right? So we attach so much importance to everything. We think that we take things for granted, right? So nothing is permanent. So as long as we are here, so what we need to do is that we need to explore every possibility in our life. So one of the possibilities that we have chosen is the best possibility. Believe me, civil services is still the cleanest, noble job that exists in India, as far as I believe. And you people, because the UPSC, when the examination is conducted, there is no scam, right? Still it gives importance to merit, right? So there is no other way around. You can get the NEET scam we are seeing, right? And all the KPSC scam, other state examination scams we have seen. UPSC rewards people who are well prepared, people who are well suited for the job. The process is like that. So why I said noble job is that the positive things, the good things you can do as part of the job are immense. I have seen very closely, right? Some of them don't do, but I won't blame them. I blame politicians for it, right? So you have a good officer, you have a bad politician, right? The good officer wants to do good thing. The bad politician is not allowing them to do good thing. It's very simplistic. That is how the nation is going, downward. When we blame, erosion of certain values, democracy or whatever it is not the fault of the officers. You are put in such a corrupt system. Now don't get discouraged now. If somewhere we have to fight against it. We have to withstand the corrupt system and still work in the best possible way to serve the people, right? So you have made a noble choice. So be very proud of it. Tomorrow when you go and give the preliminary examination, just enjoy the process, right? The choice we make is not a forced one, right? When you make a certain choice, that is, you like the choice, right? So the like should turn into passion, and you are passionate about civil services. You are passionate about the serving people. Be passionate about the examination process as well, right? Tomorrow you don't know the 5 questions, smile. It's okay, it's normal. So even if you don't know the first 40 questions, still you can crack the examination. All you need to do get 40 questions right in this examination. You know that, right? You have still 60 questions. You know, you don't know answer to first 40 questions. So remaining 60 questions, somewhere you have to get 37 or 38 questions, right? The cutoff is not going to be more than 75. Last time I was to boast about myself. Before last year it was wrong. So last year I guessed it around 80, 81 cutoff. Every institution was saying it is 85 or 90 something. So I told anyone who is getting 80 and above, prepare for the mains examination. But that is difficult based on the answer keys to know whether you are getting 80 or 85, right? And we got 9 questions wrong. That is the most accurate answer. Somebody asked, I was curious, just now I came and checked. So among all the institutions, inside IAS answer was the most accurate. 9 questions wrong. Others like 15, 16, 17. Of course, it is not something I should be boasting about, right? So in environment related question like 6, 7, we got wrong because I don't know what is the UPSC thinking. They kept their thinking very simplistic. So we went a bit deep, right? So that is also important for you to analyze, right? I mean, look at the environment question. What was the UPSC answer key? What was the coaching answer key? And why did coaching institutions got them wrong, right? You see to what level you had to apply the thinking, right? So for you, I recommend you to read half an hour reading. We had written an article about intelligent guessing like 2 to 3 years ago. I think that article is very much relevant. So just to limit your thinking to what level. So these all 100 questions are not equal in their difficulty level, right? They grade them. Very easy, easy, moderately difficult, difficult, very difficult, right? So what we go with the impression that, so we see 100 questions as a block when we go to the examination, right? We see 100 questions as a block. I mean, that is how our mind is thinking. Our mind is not prepared. Okay, I'll go there, I will choose 50 best questions, 40 best questions. I will attempt only those questions. You are not prepared like that. So you want to check the entire 100 questions. So the mind is like, out of 100, I should attempt maximum number of questions. I should get maximum number of questions right. So you have to be realistic. So when I think that will give rise to more calmness. All you need to do is get 40 to 45 questions right. So make choices wisely. So I think out of, so 45 questions means for every 4 questions, getting 2 questions right or something, right? So in a page, if there are 4 questions, you have to get 2 questions right, right? So that is how you have to grade the question paper and apply simple logic where the question is simplistic. So just because it is UPSC examination, don't overthink, right? Whatever strategy you had done here, whatever logic was working in these mock examinations, believe me, you apply the same logic in the real examination, right? Question may be different, the format of the question may be different. Don't doubt yourself. Just because it's a special occasion and a real UPSC examination, change the way you behave, change the way you perform. That I have seen. This is one mistake many people make. This is done unconsciously, right? Because you clearly demarcate or differentiate the mock test papers and the UPSC paper. Whichever institution mock paper, that is also a question paper, right? Still those question papers are better than most of the KPSC and state PSC examinations. Almost near, like maybe 70-80% near to the question paper. So continue the same logic in the real examination. So don't have this contempt for this coaching question papers in the examination. So you haven't solved all these question papers to preemptively know the questions in the examination, right? You have done only to better your skills, right? So expand the knowledge base, not to know the questions previously. Earlier that used to be the trend. Before 2016, if you had done 100 mock questions, you will know 40 to 50 questions. Questions would get repeated. We would, proudly next day 70 questions repeated from inside test series. Now nobody writes. Nobody has the, I stopped doing it. So it is a injustice, right? I mean, it is injustice in the way that, it is insult to the students. When we say, still some people do that. Should not do that. So UPSC has moved on. So now all the questions we give you for practice, right? Earlier, the exam used to be like that, predictable. So you could predict questions. If people would post 500 questions on YouTube, few would actually get repeated. Now, nothing of that sort happens. The most important thing is that your presence of mind in the examination, right? Your presence in all its dimensions, right? The complete mindfulness. You might have read about mindfulness, right? Being present in the moment and applying. So you can come and sit here. Akade shift agittu ibru back. Don't have chair. You come this side. You heard about mindfulness? So mindfulness is forgetting about past, forgetting about future, perfectly being present in the moment, right? Tomorrow you should actually practice mindfulness, right? One question at a time. So read the question, you know the answer, just go for it. If you don't know the answer, don't let it impact your thinking in any way. Accept it. You don't know it for time being, right? Later I might come back and think more clearly about it. But don't let it impact you, even if it is your strong area. Let us say that you are very good with economics or geography or Indian polity, like you have digested that book, Indian polity and every article end to end, everything. So there is a polity question, you don't know the answer, right? Don't let it impact your thinking, right? You know the answer for that question. For time being, if you don't know, if you think you don't know, don't let it impact. Just move on calmly. So what happens in cricket? So why Virat Kohli is successful? Why Dhoni is successful? I don't think they will impact. I mean, if they don't hit one ball, I don't think they will allow that to impact their thinking with respect to next ball. So if you have heard their post-match conversations, you will see that I was one ball at a time, right, and one match at a time. They won't allow anything that had happened even few minutes ago, few seconds ago, to impact their performance in the next ball. So you treat preliminary examinations in such a way, it actually wonderfully works. It perfect. Be calm. I mean, be the calmest person in the room. Cool. Coolest guy, coolest girl in the room. Keep enjoying, right? Calmly. I mean, but be fast, like not very slowly. Right? The questions will be lengthy, and we never know. They might introduce new format also tomorrow that you haven't seen anywhere. You haven't, something like totally new, right? Only those people can think. The thing is that nobody knows where these people live. The people who set the question paper, right? So they are dispersed all over the India, right? That's a very good thing. It maintains the secrecy. And what I heard is that there are so many people, so many committees. One UPSC chairman like 3 years ago had said around 10 to 12 committees. So within committee there are like so many people, 10, 12. I don't know the exact. He had given a hint. So they all send the questions, but not more than 1 or 2 questions from their questions will not get into the actual question paper. In some cases, not a single question. So it's impossible for anyone to leak questions or beforehand let any institution or anyone, however close they are with the UPSC people, everything. But when something triggers in front of you, allow your thought process to go deeper, right? Allow you to recall better whatever you learned. There was a question about honeybee dancing, I think 2 years ago, right? Last year. So it was in the 4th NCERT textbook. I mean, you don't have to read NCERT. If you have watched any documentary related to honeybees, right? So any book on animal behavior, you would know that it is related to honeybee, something like that. So you should not overthink in that moment. Like, trust your instincts, right? Trust your intuition. So what the good preparation does is that it strengthens your intuition, strengthen your instinct. I mean, strengthen your intuition, but that instinct and the decision making will happen in best way possible when your mind is really calm, right? So as you maintain the calmness, that will lead to confidence, right? And be curious about each and every question. So even there, while solving the questions, be curious. So the curiosity is mainly associated with learning. When you want to learn something, when you want to know something, you will be very curious, right? So when you want to solve something, then also be curious. How am I going to solve this particular problem in the best way possible, right? So that will allow you to explore your mind better. So see, these things I am saying based on experiences. It's not like theoretical thing that I think you are able to relate it, right? The thing I am saying, it actually wonderfully works. So then whatever practice you have done will come to your rescue. And in the second CSAT paper, it is all about speed, right? Avoiding the question where you really don't know the answer. Avoiding the question where you know that you might get stuck up, right? So I am not going to tell first you choose comprehension or first this, or just allow your individuality, your personality to choose. Whatever has worked here in CSAT, just go with that, right? So there also you have to get 35 questions absolutely, right, out of 80 questions. So maybe if you are good in English, choose around 20-25 questions from comprehension, right? Another 10-15 questions from the aptitude, the maths part. So if you are really good with maths part, just go with it. Ensure that the speed is important, and also when you are solving 30th question and only half an hour is left, don't panic, right? So all you need to do is attempt around 40 to 45 questions, among them get 35 plus right, right? So don't panic that you have not attempted so many questions. That is not possible in the present scheme of examinations. It is not possible to attempt all 80 questions or even all 70 questions. So past 2 years I am hearing that if somebody has attempted 55 something, that is highest as far as what I heard from my pool of students, right? So don't panic in the CSAT paper. So you have done well or not done well in the paper 1, just go with the same calm mind. The source of this calmness is looking at the life from a bigger perspective, right? Nothing going to change. Your parents are same, right? They will use the same tactics or whatever it is, right? Whether you clear or not after prelims, still the final result is not yet out, right? They will remain the same, right? Your problems will remain the same. Overnight they are not going to change. The moment you do well in prelims and come out and tell, no, you haven't crossed even the first hurdle, right? So nothing is going to change. The world will be same. Darshan will be still in the right? Prajwal Revanda is very happy. His case is not highlighted in TV now, right? So we don't know what he's doing in jail, right? So and what we don't know, right? The world is so dynamic, so fluid. Things have their own shape and form, and nothing, you cannot control anything, right? What you can control is your own emotion, your own behavior, right? If you can do that much and succeed in that, so you are truly successful. The definition of success is not relative to the what others are achieving around you, right? What society has done, going by all the wrong incidents that are happening, if you are alive and happy and have little respect in your society, that is success right now, right? So ನಾಳೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿರಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. So you are from Kashmir. Tomorrow be calm. So sleep well tonight. Okay. So don't have all those things. Ashwin. Right. So last year somebody had joked. I don't know if somebody had sat in that class. OMR. Somebody remember what is that OMR? I forgot that OMR. What is it? Huh? Old monk run. Right. So no, somebody had said that, sir, I keep thinking about OMR before the exam. Before giving my preliminary examination, I keep thinking about OMR. I said, like, wow, very, very serious student. So usually people make wrongs in OMR, no? Some people, that is also very important tomorrow. So ensure that everything in OMR, your signature, the set, rounding the set, and your name, not missing any letter of your name, right? The roll number, everything, ensure that. So he said that, sir, I'm thinking about OMR. So I said like, oh, okay, good, very serious. So I'm thinking old monk, rum. He said if I have it, I get very good sleep. So, no, I don't know about it. You also don't know. You only had said, I remember that. So don't do all those things. So sleep. ಯಾರಿಗಾರು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? Anyone here losing sleep last night? ಹಂಗೆ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ. Very good. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಧಂಬರ್ಧ. So before going to, tonight when you go to sleep, so what are you going to think about? What are you going to think about? When you are going to sleep tonight, at what time you are going to sleep? Maybe 10, 12, somebody 2, 4 a.m., 6? So what are you going to think about actually when you go to sleep today? Nothing. Tomorrow, how the question paper is going to come. That are you going to think about it? You're going to think about it. Time management. No, don't think about anything. Did you think about today's session before sleeping last night? No, did you think about today's session? You didn't think, right? Why? No, why didn't you think about it? It's a normal day, right? Another normal class, normal session. Nothing that is life altering session, right? It is. You are not going to, do anything that is extraordinary in your life. It's a normal day, right? So tomorrow, before going to sleep, treat it as another normal Sunday in your life. Just another, like whatever Sundays you had in your college days, right? It's a normal Sunday. It is actually a normal Sunday for everyone other than UPSC aspirants, right? So like I'm going to Mysore, there are so many functions tomorrow. Tomorrow is very auspicious day actually. So many functions are there. I'm invited to so many functions tomorrow. So for you also it is normal day, not any auspicious day. And before going to sleep, tell this to yourself. Don't worry about it. Forget about the examination, right? Think about 10 years down the lane, maybe 5 years down the lane. So whenever I was not getting sleep, I used to think about movies, right? Or I used to think about novel that I had read, or a story about something, or like how my life is far better right now compared to everything that is going on around the world. So like about thinking that, within few minutes you would get a sleep and then nice dreams and all those things. So treat every day as a normal day. I treated my nomination day as a very normal day, right? I treated my voting day as a very normal day, despite so much of fake news day before the voting, because I didn't distribute money to anyone. Voters, rich people distribute money. So I didn't distribute. So it resulted in fake news that I had ran away from the constituency. So I had taken 50 crores from BJP, I had taken 20 crores from Congress, and I had ran away from the contest. And it spread like a wildfire, and it affected. They wanted an excuse, basically, people, just to vote BJP or Congress. So in rural village setup, this is what is more important for prestige issue, right? So I heard all of them, and I was like, I actually slept well, and because I've trained myself in such a way that think only about what you can control, right? Worry about only what you can actually control. Anything that you cannot control, anything that is beyond your circle of control, never worry about it, right? So how the question is going to come tomorrow is not under your control. You cannot do anything about to alter. Like you can do meditation, lot of meditation. Whatever question paper is already said, the same question is going to come. After you perform, you cannot alter the OMR, right? Through remote meditation or anything, or by worrying so much or crying so much. It is done, it is sealed. That is how I thought. So after the election, I don't know. People are telling 3 lakh. I was thinking 1.5 lakh votes I was going to get. I was very sure about it. And then there was a huge disappointment when I got 43, and I was still normal. Right? There was a disappointment, but people express, anger, this and that, and so I was normal. It was another normal day. Mundin election al nodkana. See, let us see in the next election, something like that. Whatever it is, you will make another choice and give your best in that choice. So it's a series of choices you make, and then in the end you connect all the dots, right? Saying that everything was interrelated. When you really make a big success, then you connect everything back. Because I took this turn, made this decision, I made this choice. That is why I am here. So for you also that point will come. But till then, be courageous, be really confident. Whatever choices you make, don't worry about the consequences. Whatever be the consequences, don't regret about your decision, right? Whatever it is, you made a choice. Again, the choice is not about tomorrow also you are going to make choice. You might make a wrong choice in a question paper, right? You might choose few questions that you should not have chosen, right? So that will also happen. Don't regret. Don't worry. Don't allow any negative things to enter into your mind space. Let it be calm and positive. So accept mistakes are part of life. You are going to commit them. Excuse yourself. Forgive yourself. Keep on moving, and you will definitely pass the examination tomorrow, and then you will pass the mains examination also. So it is the strongest individuals, strong from within, right? Those who know the significance of life, right? And those who are not afraid of any outcome, any consequences. It is these people, eventually they will succeed. May not be today, but eventually you will all succeed. So in your case, all of you are sitting here by preparing well for examination, right? So unlike in my case where people were voting, so where I was not writing the examination, right? I just voted and I was waiting for others to. So here in your case, it is under your control tomorrow, right? So be normal. So things will work in your favor, right? So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Doubts non-related to examinations. So what can I say tomorrow? Chocolate? Doubt admin. You want to go back and revise fast. The chocolate we are giving. मतलब ಓಡ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಕೊಡೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟಾ ನೋ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ it is wonderful the cutoff is only 75 why is cutoff is getting lower and lower CSAT and like CSAT is getting tougher that is why the paper one is not getting tougher So tomorrow your performance, as I already said, no, it is the outcome of everything you have learned. Everything you have learned so far. So don't just restrict to your textbooks. Don't keep recalling textbook when you are applying logic tomorrow, right? So for example, polity question, think of current affairs, think of the institution, think of the based on common sense, not necessarily from your notes, not necessarily from Lakshmikant. Don't try to source logic from the only textbook. So allow your mind to wander here and there. Maybe like article 14, that movie was there. 14 or 17? 15, yeah. Then there is article 370 also, movie. So if you watch those movie, like maybe you might have seen documentaries also related to parliament, right? So we constrict, we restrict our thinking to only limited sources. So that will actually give rise to anxiety. I have revised, I have read so much, not so the preliminary examination is not about your notes and textbooks, more about common sense. So there is a team like Squanty, so they have prepared this artificial intelligence test. Yesterday they were, I was testing it. So based on yesterday current affairs, they had generated 5 questions. So I wanted to just see what is the solution and all. I attempted all the 5 questions. I haven't read the current affairs, nothing. I got 4 of them right. I was like very happy, like, right. So I just applied whatever common sense, right? Pure common sense. I didn't know that I was going to get 4 right or 5 right or 1 right. I was just enjoying, after so many days or months solving those questions. So I got 4 out of 5 right. Kalkaladenaitu namge. There is nothing to lose, right? So you're just giving for the sake of to make website or current affair better. So things will work actually. So that's what I meant. You have the common sense won't work if you don't have any pre-knowledge about those things. You might have read during your preparation days, you might have come across about it sometime, right? So that actually worked. So in your case, ಒಂಥರ ಇವಾಗ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ, knowledge is fresh, right? You prepared so well. So tomorrow it will actually work in your case. So wish you all the best, and I hope to see all of you clear preliminary examinations, and I'm going to be here for mains and interview guidance, right? With respect to mains, essay and ethics answers you can bring anytime, right? I'll be here, and after you do well in your mains examination, come for interview guidance also. So want to ensure more results from insights this time, more results from Karnataka this time, including you also, right? So fine. So wish you all the best. Thank you. In doubts in ilwala. Thank you. Bharat, chocolates. I mean, the boys will have some doubts about politics and all. After examination, we'll discuss. In fact, I want to do few sessions on that. Just to share my experience, right? ನನ್ನ ಕನಸು ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಐ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಇನ್ ಟು ಪಾಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಲೈವ್. Get best talent from the UPSC civil services pool into politics down the lane, maybe after 5 years, after 10 years. ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ಲೆಸ್ ಇರೋದು ಪಾಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಲ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೈಸ್, ಆಲ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಗೈಸ್, ಆಲ್ ಸನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಾಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೈಫ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ existing politicians, right? Everyone is destroying this country, all of them. I am generalizing it. It is called as gross generalization. When I say everyone, and literally I mean everyone in every party, right? It's gone to too much of bad extent, and we are helpless. We are not able to do anything about it. So I would like to talk about all these things in the future, so that maybe after mains examination, right? Prelims ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀನು ರಮ್ ಕುಡಿಯೋದು ನಿಲ್ಸು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್? ನೋಡಿಲ್ವಾ? But you have seen in Google Map, familiarized how far it is. Is there any restaurant nearby your? Are you aware of it? So, but take enough, maybe fruits, chocolates, dry fruits, and maybe water, right? So take them with you. Sometimes there may not be any restaurant near your center in the afternoon, right? But ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನೆ ಬಂದು ಮಲ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ ಯಾರು. Some of them will come and sleep because the center is nearby, right? Okay, all the best. Thank you.